You are with the big story here. I'm Seher Zama. We're making a start with the latest of the string of CCTV footages that are now being released regarding the Jamia violence. This video is 16-minute long, but it only further reinforces the argument of police brutality that took place on the 15th of December on the students inside their own library. The police here can be seen mercilessly, indiscriminately beating up students with lathis. Students can be seen pleading to the police to let them go. Remember, these are, as is evident in the footage there, these are armless students who were sitting in the library, but they're still being beaten up. And also further up in the 16-minute video, one can see one officer trying to damage the CCTV installed here as well. We have with us our correspondent Alok getting us further inputs here. Alok, in the line of argument with respect to the investigations that the Delhi police here has maintained, it's very different. The video, what is shown in the video is very different from what the Delhi police has been saying all along.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, Delhi police from the day one just maintaining that none of their officers went inside the library. However, this video gives another picture. Not only that, if you see this video, the first 3 minutes that the students are coming in, and in fact they are trying that the police not to get inside. But later after that, police going inside, not only simply going inside, they are breaking the door and then went inside, and then they started beating up the students with the lathis. And in fact, they kept beating the students for 5 minutes, and later after that, one of the police persons also tried to break the CCTV camera. So this whole picture that clearly tells the story about what kind of terror that was unleashed at the Jamia campus on 15th of December, when over hundreds of students got injured during the police action. And definitely now the students are saying that because these videos have come out, so definitely the police should register the case against their men. But as of now, no case has been registered. Police says that their further investigations are on.
Right. Well, Alok, stay on with us because we're going to be discussing each of these videos. So far, we have 4 videos, the first of which came in just yesterday. This was the first video and it was released by the Jamia Coordination Committee. This video as well has shown police brutality inside the Jamia library that took place on the specific time of 6:08 p.m. 15th of December. Here again, the police can be seen barging into the library wearing a full riot control gear and lathi charging students who were sitting there inside the library. Alok, also help us understand how is it that we are suddenly seeing a rush of these videos being released. What started with the first video released by the Jamia Coordination Committee, the next 2 came, which we'll just play out in a bit, which was as a counter argument by the Delhi police. But some of these videos which establish police brutality have not been submitted by the police in court either, which is very concerning, worrisome.
Yes, definitely. Seher, remember that 2 months have already been passed and nothing has happened in terms of what the students wanted, that the action to be taken against the police. But the videos that are now coming out, remember many incidents of violence happened inside the campus, and during the course of investigation, Jamia administration had given the CCTV footages to the Delhi police because the Delhi police was investigating the case. So definitely Jamia administration does not want to in fact interfere in the investigation, and that is why they did not release these videos. But because the students who got injured, they wanted these videos. So those students who got critically injured, these videos were shared to them through the court only. Definitely, they in fact filed a petition before the court demanding action against the police. Then they through the legal procedures, they managed to access those videos. So they have got the videos. Not only that, but Jamia Coordination Committee, which was set up during the CNRC protest, they also got some of the videos. So they released these videos when they got the access. When they accessed the videos, then they released the videos. The students have also releasing the videos. So later after that, now the Delhi police is also giving the counterclaim videos. So this is the reason that it got delayed. It hasn't come out at the earlier stages of the investigation. But now, because the students have got those videos, so now the students have started releasing these videos.
Okay. Alok, stay on with us. We're also going to be discussing the second and third footage here. It's important to note the second and the third footage was then released as a counter by the Delhi Police Crime Branch, having released this video to show how, like the Delhi Police's argument here is being that some of them who were lathi charged upon had actually entered wearing masks and holding stones in their hand. Remember, there was stone pelting there that was witnessed on the 15th of December as well. Some of them who were blocking the entrance with tables near the door of the library. One of these videos, the second of which is dated of the time 15 December, 6:05 p.m. It is of the corridor, which is at the absolute right of your screens, is the third video. The corridor that is flooded with people who are trying to escape from the building, holding stones in their hands as well. Alok, this seems to be as a counter argument by the Delhi police. But nevertheless, it doesn't take away from the fact that the police did barge in. And a lot of these who rushed into the library were actually trying to save themselves from the lathi charge that had already taken place down on the street. And this is exactly along the lines of the sequence of events that was given to the NHRC as well.
Well, absolutely. In fact, there were 4 videos have been released as of now. That first was released by Jamia Coordination Committee, 2 released by the Delhi Police. That was a counter claims videos, and then the 4th video that has come out in which the students are being again seen that they were beaten up by the police personnel very badly. So definitely, the way that the whole situation was handled on the 15th of December, that was in fact condemnable on the police part, because the large number of police personnel managed to get inside, and in fact earlier the Delhi police had said that none of the policemen went inside, but these videos are clearly suggesting that these personnel not only went inside, they badly beaten up the students. Not only that, there were students who are requesting these police personnel to leave them. Despite that, they are beating up. So definitely the Delhi police need to answer all these videos. Not only that, they also need to tell on what circumstances they committed this kind of act, because there was the different procedures to handle these kinds of situations. If the students were unarmed and they are in fact overpowered by the police personnel, they could have in fact taken into the custody, and later the police could have taken the action against those who were culprit. But the way they beaten up, that was in fact questionable. And now the Delhi police need to answer.
That's right. And none of the investigations of the Delhi police has been along those lines of police brutality. Delhi police has all along been in denial. The question is, can it continue to be in denial in the face of all this video footage that is now in the public domain? Alok, thank you for getting us those inputs. The latest here now that's come in regarding the Nirbhaya case. Delhi's Patiala House Court has issued fresh death warrants to the 4 convicts here, and the court has ordered that the convicts be hanged on the 3rd of March, 6 a.m. in the morning. Nirbhaya's mother, Asha Devi, has reacted, both parents in fact, saying here, hoping that the 3rd of March date is the last and final date, will not be another delay. The convicts' counsel, though, AP Singh, saying he would look into availing all remaining remedies. Remember, there are 2 convicts out of the 4 who still have legal remedies available to exercise, which could cause a delay yet again. Let's get in a word here. Our Deputy News Editor Meenakshi Bhanja getting us those inputs. Meenakshi, if you could list out who are those two convicts here, and what are their legal remedies which are available? Because if they exercise that, and if the court takes that into note, then there would again be a 14-day breather before the hanging. There could be yet another delay to the 3rd of March.
Well, sir, very quickly, some perspective for our viewers here. Remember why the matter has today reached the fag end. We are talking about all the convicts who have exercised nearly all of their remedies, except perhaps Pawan, who now wants to exercise his remedy of filing a curative and a mercy. If the first death warrant of 22nd January, had that not been issued, the matter would not have progressed thus far. So everything that has happened thus far has served a purpose, be that the issuance of the first death warrant, which got extended to February February. And of course, now this death warrant coming in place because the Supreme Court on Friday cleared the decks for the issuance of these fresh death warrants by virtue of his one-page order. Now, what is very interesting here is, as we were talking earlier to Seema Kushwaha, technically there are no remedies left for Mukesh, Vinay and Akshay after the presidential rejection of mercy. Now, in Mukesh and Vinay's case, the case law is very well laid out. The Supreme Court has said it cannot interfere in the presidential decision of rejection of mercy, but Akshay can still create another round of litigation. This is not something which is given to him as a matter of right, and therefore it is referred in legal parlance as created litigation to challenge the presidential rejection of mercy. But the case law is very well settled on that account. And as Seema Kushwaha was explaining to us, why for even Pawan it is going to be difficult at this juncture to want to exercise his remedy of curative and mercy, simply because of this. Remember that Sunday hearing which was conducted by the Delhi High Court for 3 hours. Post that, Honorable Justice Kait of the Delhi High Court passed an order saying that all the convicts and the rapists should exercise their remedies within 1 week window. Within that 1 week window, Pawan had not exercised any of his legal remedies, which now are lapsed. And today the argument that was given by the Legal Aid Council was this, that he did not have legal representation. So yes, it has seen a little bit of dragging. It has seen the convicts want to sort of like, squeeze out the last drop of technical benefit to their advantage. But time is very, very quickly running out for them. And if the first death warrant of 22nd January was not issued, Seher, the matter today would not be at its fag end.
Right. But Meenakshi, let's talk about Pawan's case in just a bit, but let's also take a listen into bites to reactions that have come in here, both of Nirbhaya's parents and the Convicts Council here on this.
अक्षय की पिटीशन आती है जो, और पवन की भी क्यूरेटिव पिटीशन, अभी जुवेनालिटी पे डिसाइड होना है पवन की क्यूरेटिव पिटीशन, और उसके बाद पवन की एसएलपी पे क्यूरेटिव पिटीशन डिसाइड होना है. अगर उसमें रिलीफ नहीं मिलती है, अगर उसकी जुवेनालिटी पे रिलीफ नहीं मिलती है, तो वो मर्सी पिटीशन पर जाएगा और उसके बाद पोस्ट मर्सी की बात आती. ये सारी लीगल रेमेडीज अभी बाकी हैं, लेकिन कोर्ट ने जो फैसला किया है, हम उसके आगे, ये जो हमारी लीगल रेमेडी है, हम उन पर आगे अवेल करेंगे और आगे उसमें प्रोसीड करेंगे. जस्टिस दिखना चाहिए, जस्टिस होना चाहिए. केवल दीवारों पर लिख देने से, अखबारों में, समाचार पत्रों में, रेडियो में लिख देने से एक्सेस टू जस्टिस फॉर ऑल, न्याय सबके लिए गलत है. न्याय होना भी चाहिए.
फाइनली आज डेट वारंट जारी हो गया. हम उम्मीद करते हैं कि 3 मार्च का फाइनली वो 3 मार्च को लटक जाए, क्योंकि मैं बहुत खुश इसलिए नहीं हूँ कि ये तीसरी बार डेट वारंट जारी हो गया है. दो बार लगातार यही कह रही थी कि उम्मीद बनी हुई है और उम्मीद मैं नहीं कभी नहीं छोड़े. आज भी उम्मीद है, मुझे उम्मीद है कि 3 मार्च फाइनल डेट होगा.
जब इनको 3 तारीख को डेट वारंट मिला कि 6 बजे लटकाए जाएंगे, तो बहुत अच्छी बात है और हम खुश हैं. पूरा देश खुश है, क्योंकि अभी फोन आया था घर से, गांव से, कि क्या हुआ, तो मैंने बता दिया कि ऐसा ऐसा है. तो गांव में भी लोग बहुत खुश हैं. 2 बार कैंसिल होने के बाद तीसरी बार बहुत कुछ जांच परख करके हुआ है, तो निश्चित रूप से 3 तारीख को इनकी फांसी हो जाएगी.
The parents, of course, expressing hope, expectations that this is going to be the last and final date. Meenakshi, who's been tracking all of those inputs here. Meenakshi, there is the other argument to this, which is still being heard in the Supreme Court, of whether or not all the convicts need to be hanged together or can be hanged separately, which is also one of the reasons why we've seen the pushing ahead of these dates. But if Pawan, the convict, goes ahead and exercises his right to a curative and a mercy, has time for him to do that lapsed entirely?
Well, Seher, we will not hazard a guess on the view a superior court is going to take on a scenario of this nature. But yes, the chances of Pawan wanting to squeeze the technical advantage that we've been talking about is getting increasingly slim by the day. And remember, Why this is happening is because in 2014, the Supreme Court itself, by virtue of a constitution bench judgment, gave certain rights to death row convicts, and the Supreme Court now understands that there are certain technical lapses which these death row convicts, especially in the Nirbhaya case, have taken advantage of, and that is why we saw an official administrative guideline also being put in place by the Supreme Court just this past Friday, sir. So that being said, Pawan will have a lot of explaining to do, including his counsels, as to why they let that 1 week window lapse, which the High Court had granted them to make use of their respective remedies. Whether they are, successful in convincing any court of law, that obviously is something we will keep a close eye on. But the fact of the matter is that the death warrant today has come out because the Supreme Court is of the opinion that it can very well go ahead and keep the issue of hanging together or collectively seized with itself at a later point in time or in the interim. However, that issue does not pose any impediment or roadblock to the trial court issuing the death warrants, because technically, as of now, on paper, there is absolutely no worthwhile judicial application that is pending in any court of law as far as these convicts and rapists are concerned. And that is why, sir, we are seeing the issuance of these death warrants come by from the magistrates' court. Back to you.
Right. Okay. So 3rd of March, 6 a.m. is the date. The parents, of course, hopeful that this is going to be the last and final. Meenakshi, thank you for those inputs. Initial investigations to the major fire that took place at the GST Bhavan in Mumbai has revealed major lapses. This is when the massive fire that broke out there in Mazgaon area earlier today. The fire that took place on the 10th floor of the building. This was a makeshift structure that did not have an NOC from the fire department. Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar also visited the spot at the time when firefighting operations were on, saying that his government will investigate the cause of the fire before filing an FIR here on this.
We can say fire is totally under control. It is around more than a 300 by 200 area is a ground plus 10 floor, part 10 floor building, 8 floor partial, 9 floor fully, and 10 floor partial, 10 floor is already gutted. Luckily, the fire has not traveled down because there are scaffoldings. We made all efforts, and I think we succeeded in controlling everything in a very short time.
Anyone who was trapped, so?
No. Initially, everybody was evacuated. Otherwise, as such, there's no report of injuries or trap.
Any reason you are coming to know what caused the fire?
It will be under investigation, definitely.
Did fire department issue any NOC for this? A fire broke out in the headquarters of Maharashtra GST, the building located in Mumbai's Mazgaon area. This was the building where the fire broke out, and a total 17 fire tenders were rushed to the spot to take care of the fire. Thankfully, there were no injuries or no one was trapped in the building. This is a 9-story building with a makeshift arrangement which used to act like 10th floor. Now, important thing here is that this is a government building. Keeping that in mind, Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra Ajit Pawar told Mirror Now that an investigation and inquiry will be conducted by the state government into what exactly led to the fire. Similarly, Mumbai Police also told Mirror Now that Mumbai Police will parallelly investigate the matter, specifically what led to the fire, and based on that, an FIR will be filed. But important thing is this fire once again has raised questions on the kind of permissions which are given for infrastructure in Mumbai, how compulsory is to take those permissions, and simultaneously what kind of fire audits are being done. So specifically, if we talk about that makeshift arrangement which was acting as the 10th floor of the building, now the fire department is saying that they never gave any NOC for this particular makeshift arrangement which was acting like a 10th floor, and whether or not proper permissions were taken to construct this floor, that is something BMC also has to now look into. And if those permissions were not given, what exactly and how exactly this structure was actually made, and GST department has actually told Mirror Now that how this structure was made almost 10 years ago, but whether or not proper permissions were sought, that is something they have to check with the concerned authorities. But as of now, one thing for sure, that fire department never gave any NOC for this makeshift arrangement. Keeping that in mind, fire department is going to conduct an inquiry in the matter.
The state of Gujarat is gearing up for US President Donald Trump's visit, which is on the 24th of February. Elaborate arrangements that are underway in Ahmedabad. This is for a grand welcome to the president along with the First Lady Melania. Trump is expected to attend an event at the Motera Stadium in Ahmedabad. And this is expected to be on the lines of the Howdy Modi function that was addressed by Prime Minister Modi in Houston just last year.
Trump 24 તારીખે આવી રહ્યા છે. સીધા વોશિંગ્ટનથી અમદાવાદ ઉતરવાના છે. મને લાગે છે વર્લ્ડનું સૌથી મોટું સ્ટેડિયમ એનું ઇનોગ્રેશન થવાનું છે. ગુજરાત ટ્રમ્પ અને વડાપ્રધાન મોદીને સત્કારવા થનગની રહ્યું છે. ભવ્યથી ભવ્ય સ્વાગત થશે, ભવ્યથી ભવ્ય રોડ શો થશે, સાંસ્કૃતિક કાર્યક્રમો પણ રોડ ઉપર થશે. ખૂબ જ ઉમંગ ઉત્સાહથી એમને આવકારવામાં આવશે અને ફંક્શન જે સ્ટેડિયમમાં થવાનું છે ત્યાં પણ લાખોની મેદનીમાં એ મોટું ફંક્શન દ્વારા સ્ટેડિયમનું ઓપનિંગ અને નમસ્તે ટ્રમ્પ એ આ વખતે આપણે એ થીમ રાખેલ છે અને એમનું ભવ્ય સ્વાગત કરી અને વિશ્વના બંને આજે પ્રમુખ નેતાઓ એક મંચ ઉપર એ આવનારા દિવસોનું એક સંકેત છે. ભારત પણ મહાસત્તા બનવા જઈ રહ્યું છે.
And preparations that are underway at the Sabarmati Ashram as well. President Trump is to make his first stop there on the 24th. President Trump, along with his wife Melania, will first be taken to Hriday Kunj, which is the official cottage of Mahatma Gandhi. The US President will then visit a museum where artifacts, postcards by Gandhiji during the freedom movement have been preserved at the ashram. Later, President Trump, along with Prime Minister Modi, then will be sitting at a stage which is set next to the Narmada river front. The visit will end with President Trump visiting Prarthna Bhumi at Sabarmati. Times Network's Kajal Iyer with this ground report.
A 25-minute visit to the Sabarmati Ashram is part of the itinerary of the President Donald Trump and his wife Melania Trump, who will be coming here as part of the official visit. He will be in Ahmedabad for around 3 hours, most of which will be during a road show, and 25 minutes of those is going to be spent here at Sabarmati Ashram. Now, the plan is that once he comes to Sabarmati Ashram, he will be taken to Hriday Kunj, which is the official cottage where Gandhiji used to live. He will also be taken to the museum where certain artifacts, personal effects of Mahatma Gandhi are kept, and also the articles and postcards that Mahatma Gandhi had written are kept and preserved. The other thing that President Trump and Prime Minister Modi would be doing is that there is a stage that is being set up where they will be sitting and also going to the Prarthna Bhumi, which is a small piece of land abutting the Sabarmati river, where he will not just be shown the Sabarmati riverfront, one of the achievements of Prime Minister Modi, but also he will be listening to the chanting and prayers by the students of the Ashram Shala of Sabarmati Ashram. So this is how the 25 minutes of President Trump's visit to Sabarmati Ashram are being planned right now by the administration.
That's the itinerary for Ahmedabad. With that, it is a wrap on the show here on The Big Story. Thanks for being with us.